Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday morning express meditation. Um, Everyone is doing well. So we're going to continue. Yeah, seems like karma takes forever, but we're going to continue meditating on aspects of karma. Um, we finished last week these virtuous aspects. Kind of going through them, trying to understand them, um, and um, today we'll do a little bit like looking at how to keep good karma, and then we'll start just the thinking about discarding the negative karma. Um, but we'll go into that more next week. Um, I was reading a little bit of Shanti Deva, and there's a quote I'll use during the meditation. Um, and it's basically trying to open our eyes to the fact that karma is changeable. Um, we can we can guide it, we can steer it, and empowering our minds to change. So I think that's going to be kind of a bit of the essence of this meditation today. It's not basically, it's not all out there happening to us. It's right there in our hands, and we can change it. We can guide it. We can make choices. So just kind of keep that in mind as we're going through the meditation today. So we start by bringing our focus into the session, relaxing our body, making it as comfortable as possible. Just like a house. It's a good house is built on a good foundation. So is our sitting. So whether we're on a cushion, on a chair, on a sofa, it doesn't matter. Making sure our foundation is stable. So our legs, our feet, our sitting bones are well anchored. That solid base, straight back, straight as possible, all the way up to the top of our crown, our head gently tilted forward, arms gently hanging to the side, bringing our hands together on our lap, our right hand on the top of the left, our thumbs touching. In fact, they call this the right hand on the left and the thumbs touching this the mudra of concentration. So it should help us concentrate. We start to draw our mind inside, becoming aware of our breath, noticing the rising and the falling of the abdomen. Sharpen our focus by just watching this breath for about a minute, not thinking about anything else. Our only job is to place the mind on the observation of the breath. And now, with our mind calmed, we can think about our motivation. What motivates us to meditate? What can be our motivation in life? And this week, I have the great fortune of being here in Portland at the Maitripa College, receiving teachings from Jado Rinpoche. And yesterday, Rinpoche was talking about bodhicitta. And he explained bodhicitta's it's his mind of enlightenment, this aspiration to become enlightened for the sake of all the other beings. And he was elaborating, that the freedom comes as soon as we stop thinking about ourselves and we think about others. At the beginning, it's maybe 1 minute a day we think about others. And the rest of those minutes, the whole day, we're just thinking about ourselves. But then day by day, we can increase our focus on others. As soon as we're not focused on ourselves, then we create the freedom of suffering, freedom of pain, freedom of anxiety. So it's this mind that cherishes others more than oneself. That's what frees us. So we hold this. This is our aspiration. We're not there yet. So we hold this aspiration to develop our minds, to create virtue, to become enlightened, so that we can be of real benefit to our friends, our family, and our neighbors. If we're going to do that, we have to become free of our karma and delusions. We have to find the path of freedom. So, over the last few weeks, we've been talking about karma, virtue, non-virtue, and generally for the purpose of classification, we speak of these 10 non-virtues, the 10 virtues. In reality, there's no limit to the number of non-virtues because they're innumerable. They're innumerable delusions, and thus many different ways that we can create negative karma. So once you understand the basic non-virtues, however, um, you can actively discard them, and thus the unfortunate rebirths that they bring. By knowing this, then virtues you make, um, you can engage in the virtue, and you can experience the great benefits that they accrue. So there's this passage from Shantideva from the engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds. So it's just a short passage. It reads, "From non-virtue arises suffering. How will one be free from this? It is worthwhile for me, both day and night, to contemplate just this." So an understanding of karma shows you how to change your behavior to to gain the best advantage for both yourself and for others. So you'll begin to engage in virtue and then discard, uh, throw away the non-virtue. So having a strong contemplation on karma and the results of non-virtue compared to the results of virtue. This provides a powerful incentive to change. And as we saw, it also shows uh, exactly how to gain whatever it is what you want. So if you want enjoyment and leisure, of wealth, life, health, beauty, all those virtuous aspects that we meditated on over the last few weeks. So we know what the causes of those virtuous aspects are. So we kind of have we have a roadmap how to get there. And then for the negatives, so if you do not want pain, you don't want suffering, you don't want poverty or restriction or agitation or tension, then you simply abandon their causes. You determine, uh, you become determined not to engage in non-virtue. And how do you do that? You remain mindful, you remain alert, to avoid the impulses to perform negative activities. So I think we need to reflect on this a moment because we've been meditating on this for some weeks now. So we have to start asking ourselves some questions and try to analyze the aspects of karma. I think the first question is, do we believe that karma is changeable? Is all this happening to me from the outside? Do I have the power? Do I have the possibility to change the causes? Can I stop creating negative virtue or non-virtue? Maybe we have an example. Let's see. How can we fill our day with more virtue and less non-virtuous activities? We can think right now, I'm a terrible, I'm speaking for myself. I'm a terrible person and I commit non-virtue all day long. I don't do anything virtuous. But tomorrow, how about today? I'm going to do one virtuous activity. So I'm going to do one thing that's not for me. Let's say it takes me 5 minutes. I just go to the grocery store and I buy food for the food pantry. So my completely non-virtuous day became slightly virtuous. So we can see how just by replacing a non-virtuous day or activity with a virtuous one, not only do I create some virtue, but I also reduce negativity. If I could do that day by day, week by week, year by year, and increase virtuous activity, then eventually I'm going to eliminate all the non-virtue. I'm going to stop the negative karma. It doesn't do anything about all the negative karma that I've created in my big bag on my back. But what it does do is it stops the production of that negative uh, karma, the negativity, the bad habits. We stop the production. We stabilize. We can see that we're changing. We have the potential. We have this bodhicitta potential to change. So we can dedicate all this virtue that we are generated by contemplating our mind, contemplating others, developing the wish to fill our days with virtuous activities and release all the non-virtue, to reduce thinking about ourselves and increase thinking about others. And by doing this, we'll free our minds, we'll become enlightened, and then it will be of a real benefit to beings. And may that happen as quickly as possible. wishing you all a good rest of the week. A happy Thursday, full of virtuous activities, of course.
Thank you, Jeff.